Hey, everybody, it's Cindy, your fearless leader of confident women. You can have it all. And I am considering getting LASIK surgery because I'm legally blind in both of my eyes. And of course, need lenses all the time. I have contacts in now. I also have glasses. I also need readers sometimes when I'm reading, that kind of thing. And I've always been I've always thought about maybe doing that someday, but haven't done it. But so recently it's been on my mind. So I got to thinking, metaphorically speaking, like how can we all see differently in life so it feels like we're seeing more clearly, we're seeing more effortlessly in ways that help us move forward all the time. Okay, so that's where I'm going today, about changing our vision and seeing things differently. So I have 6 suggestions around all of this. All right, so hang with me here and see if you can see something that might be useful to you as you move about your days and weeks ahead. So number 1, I'm taking from Jack Canfield's Success Principles book, and he suggests that we become inverse paranoids. So inverse paranoids. So instead of thinking everybody's out to get us and the world's kind of against us, he says to flip that around and start to see that everyone is always on our side and everything is always working out for us. He even quotes Stan Dale, who is the founder of the Human Awareness Institute, who says, see, readers, need the readers to read, I've always been the opposite of a paranoid. I operate as if everyone is part of a plot to enhance my well-being. I love that. Isn't that a much more pleasant way to look at all the people and all the things going on around us? Much, much more pleasant. Wonderful. Okay, so number 1 is become an inverse paranoid. Okay. Number 2 is to look for the opportunity in every moment of your day, every interaction with every person and every experience, whether it's going to the grocery store, going to work, going to pick up the kids, calling a friend, paying a bill, exercising, heading to the doctor, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, volunteering, whatever y'all are doing, to look for the opportunity everywhere. Have your radar on to see what you can gain, learn, grow from in the opportunity that's there. Okay, so, and especially in situations where you think it doesn't seem great at the time. So let me share one of my friends' situation around this. Like many years ago, a dear close friend of mine got cancer. Okay, and it was bad. I mean, cancer's never good, is it? Oh, did I say never? Anyway, she got cancer and went through the whole shebang, the whole shebang. Treatment after treatment after treatment after surgery after surgery, the whole shebang. And she'd always wanted to be a mother and ended up in a marriage where the guy changed his mind, decided he didn't want kids. Well, so then they got a divorce and for other reasons than that. And then she got cancer, and then the cancer treatments took her fertility away. Okay? Ouch. So not only was she fighting for her life, she also lost the ability to biologically have children. And good for her, she survived cancer. And not only that, she thrived and decided that this was an opportunity. She got even clearer how badly she wanted to be a mother. And it helped get her clear on that. And so she started the adoption process and has adopted a child. And so the opportunity that came out of something that felt so tragic, right? Scary disease, taking away her fertility, led to the adoption and lifelong relationship she has with her daughter. So there's opportunity in everything, even the stuff that looks kind of ugly, right? Feels kind of ugly at the time. Okay, so look for that. So number three, and it doesn't have to be that dramatic. I mean, I want you to find these things in just your regular little daily lives when there's nothing dramatic going on, and see, wow, what's the opportunity here? Okay, so number three is to look for hidden treasure. What are the hidden treasures and what's going on? Now, I'm going to give another drastic example, not as drastic as hers, but I once took a year sabbatical from work, traveled, and ended up choosing to live on the beach for 3 months. And I had a grand plan for that time, living on the beach. I was going to be there 4 months, actually, was the original plan. Then life happened. I was going to get in the best physical shape of my life. I was going to write a book, and I was going to start dating again at that time in my life and enjoy the ocean every day, walk along the ocean every day. That was my grand plan for 4 months. I'd always wanted to do it. It was a bucket list decision, that kind of thing. Spent thousands of dollars to be able to do it. And I got there, and I was clicking along, doing everything I intended to do. And one night, I tripped on the cement and shattered my wrist into 19 pieces. Also had a knee injury with that, beat up my face, and put a hole in my other hand. Okay, so this was a bad fall. It was a total fluke. It was the weirdest thing ever. I could go on all day about this thing. But anyway, it was a significant injury and led to surgery and months, of healing and treatment recovery. And so 3 weeks into my 4-month bucket list time by the ocean, I was flattened by an injury. I was no longer allowed to walk along the ocean, at least not by myself, which of course I didn't know any people in this town, hardly. I knew some by first name in the first few weeks. I couldn't do my exercise classes anymore. I couldn't work with a personal trainer anymore. I was on the couch for 2 months. Couldn't walk along the beach by myself, doctor's orders. Couldn't write. I had this huge cast here. So like I was trying to write with one hand on my computer, and I just thought, no, I'm not going to do this way. Didn't date because I chipped 2 teeth. I couldn't drive for a while. I didn't know anyone. I mean, it was just like, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, right? So, but guess what? Over time, I realized there were so many hidden treasures in that experience for me. So many, because part of the year off was I was trying to decide where I wanted to live. And part of what I learned living clear out on the coast was that I didn't want to be that far from my family, my roots. I realized that during that time, for sure. So that's why I headed back to the Midwest, ultimately, to settle here. And I also learned how to accept the kindness of strangers through that experience, which was not something I would easily do before. I learned to let people love me and care for me that I barely knew, but that were there, that showed up. And there are more, but I don't want to get this too terribly long. But anyway, so no matter what's going on, even if it looks ugly and unplanned and not your original vision at all for what you had in mind, look for the hidden treasures that are there, because they're there. They're there. There's a reason they're there. Okay? Number 4, I'm quoting Oprah, who said, God can dream a bigger dream than we can dream for ourselves. Okay? She uses the word God. I don't care if you use the word God or not. But believing that something bigger than ourselves can dream a bigger dream for ourselves. So, when we are inspired to do something, when we have an intuition to do something, or we have an idea that comes to our mind, something we really would like to do, then lean into it, step into it, and start responding to those intuitions. And even though you don't know the how it's all going to look, or how it's all going to form together, but just lean into it and go for it. Start moving forward with it, because something bigger than you is going, yeah, just keep going, or I'll show you the way, or I'm going to get you to places you never even knew were possible. So look for all of that. Have that vision, that belief that is possible, and then respond to that. Okay, live your life as if everything's a miracle. right? There's this quote about that, as nothing is, you can either look at life as if nothing is a miracle or that everything is. I don't know who said it, I apologize. But basically that means having vision, seeing in your life how everything is orchestrated in a beautiful way, and you can make choices within that, and ultimately will be led, if you allow it, to the greatest dream you could imagine for your life. Okay, so I actually just combined two of those together right there. Okay, so the last one's number 5 instead of number 6 for those of you who are really awesome at keeping track of things. So I want to talk about seeing difficult people differently. People you might label as difficult or negative in your life. Challenging people that you think, oh, the ones you'd rather avoid. You don't like that you have to work with this person. Maybe you're struggling with someone in your family and you would like to not even see them at holidays, let alone all those other times in between, or God bless you, or whoever. Anyway, so you've got a little list in your mind going right now of challenging people for you, right? I do too. I think of her. Oh, I think of him. Yeah. And anyway, so when we want to see them differently, we want to look at them with compassion, right? Because really deep down, they're doing the best they can. No matter however they might look to you or sound to you, they are doing the best that they can. And you are doing the best that you can, showing up in their presence as well, coming as you are. Okay, so seeing them differently, let's look at them with compassion. Like, oh, they're people, and people are people. People are people. We're all people, and we just show up, and we sometimes handle life really well, and sometimes we don't, and sometimes we say things and or we do things that aren't maybe putting our best foot forward, and that's how those people are too. They're people. And so if we can look at them a little bit more compassionately, and then see how knowing them and interacting with them is helping us develop skills at a greater level that maybe we would like to grow in. For example, if you would like to be a more patient person, if you think, gosh, if I were just a little more patient, I'd like myself even better. Well, then here comes one of your difficult people. So you are given the opportunity to work on your skills of patience, your skill of patience. See? So if nobody was challenging, you wouldn't have an opportunity to work on that, right? So if you can see difficult interactions with people, or people that really kind of grind your gears or push your buttons or trigger things inside you as really a gift in allowing you to practice some of the ways that you want to grow as a person and feel stronger, better, more peaceful, whatever you're hoping for as you're developing your personhood in a more healthy, happy way. Definitely look for that and respond to that. So those are 5 ways to change your vision, to see differently, and that I hope will support you in having a happier, healthier life every day. Thanks. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you again soon.